There, now I'm on. 5 minutes late. Okay, it says I'm live now. So hopefully I am. I'll go check YouTube real quick. No, that's not YouTube. Close that. What? Oh, hi, Rose Petal. You have another name? This Donna? There's a leg. Okay. I can't do anything about that. But this is my palette studio. It's under work. Yeah, I figured you were the avatar looks about the same. Let me put up the phone. So now it's working. Hopefully they didn't charge me for the last hour. Hey, get in there. Gone now. What's gone now? Oh, the leg? Oh, that would be great. But anyway, welcome to my palette studio. Rose petal. I like that. But you can come up on the stream if you like. That link I gave you earlier, that's my stream. What the? What the? Okay. Here, post comment. Ah, that's YouTube. Live in both directions. No, the link for StreamYard allows you to come up on the screen. And that's what I'm trying to get. No, not screenshot. What the hell? Copy link. There we go. Now I'm going to post it in the chat. Let's comment. There we go. There is the StreamYard link. So if you'd like to come up, you hit that link and I'll get a notification, then I'll let you on. Yeah, we can chat live. I can have as many as 10 people in here. If I pay, I can get more. Right now, this is free. I get 12 hours free per month. Okay, you posted a link. Ah, I see. You posted a link for everybody else to come on. Yeah, the YouTube link is the one I should have posted. The StreamYard link is to come up on the screen. And you'll have to have your camera and mic turned on. It won't let you on otherwise. And if there's protections, so if I have a spammer or somebody trying to post inappropriate content, which I have had, somebody came up on the screen, they were naked. deleted. So that it allows the person hosting the chat to see that person before they let them in. But I trust you. Yes, and I did block it. I really don't like looking at somebody's pecker. No, that's not cool. I not only blocked him, but one of my admins was in the room, and she reported him. Hey, Tiago, welcome to the chat. I was talking about edible plants you find around your house. I found 3 edible plants that I was pulling. One has a broad leaf on it, kind of heavy, kind of a thick leaf. But you cook it, and it's like it turns to something similar to spinach. Or you could use it in a salad. It's crunchy. Right, Tiago. I have an app that identifies the plants, but it doesn't give me a lot of information on it. So I take that identification and I look it up on Google, and Google tells me if it's edible. Oh, thank you. Rose Petal said it was a little bit leggy. I won't give your real name unless you want me to. So I'll go by Rose Petal. Unless it's okay to give your name. Tiago is not an American. Oh, are you from Brazil, right? I can't what? Oh, okay. Rose Petal is Donna. And like I said earlier, I announced my live stream in my church group, and they can explain my church better than I can. Oh, well, that's cool. You can come to America then. I'm a bit biased. I think it's the best country on earth. No, it's Donna. Donna. Donna is about the nicest person you'd ever meet. It's okay. We know, I have trouble with names of other countries as well, so it's okay. Yeah, your language being Portuguese. Yeah, switching over to English is a little different. But you do pretty good. Anyway, I that one plant, I've got it right outside the door of this shed, right outside my pallet studio. And it's kind of it's got 2 sharp points, one on the stem, one on the end of the leaf. And it looks a bit leathery, but people have eaten it in salads to replace lettuce. And I found another plant that has kind of a Christmas tree type shape on its leaf. It's also edible. It can be used in place of spinach. It has the same nutrients. I wouldn't say that. Airtight? No, it's not. Dandelions are wild lettuce, but they're no good right now. As is lettuce is not any good right now. They have that in common. They both get bitter after spring. Really? I just bought some milkweed. Where did I put it? I think it's in here. Huh. I guess it's not here. Well, anyway, I bought some milkweed so I can get some monarch butterflies. One of them says it's for butterflies. Oh, really? Well, that's probably because of Trump. Which I understand people in Brazil love Trump. Oh, really? They like broccoli? My broccoli didn't do so well this year. The heads are about that big. Last time they were like that. Good 10 inches across. Well, I remember when after your election, millions of people hit the streets in protest. Yeah, hardly any of my plants are doing good this year. Bolsonaro and Trump are not really liked. Well, I know Bolsonaro's not, but the other guy, one that supposedly lost, I think he was cheated. I understand Bolsonaro is the one that won, and he's corrupt. He's the organized crime candidate. Am I right? Yeah, the weather, we haven't had too many days over 90, and I've had plenty of water. So it's not the water, something else is doing it. Oh, okay. So Bolsonaro's the good one then. Lula. Oh, that's right. That's right. Thanks for the refresher there. Lula is the one that cheated and is not liked. Chemicals in here? Well, gotta do something to counter that. My Cherokee purple plants producing nothing good. I keep picking the tomatoes off there and throwing them away. I cannot stop the root of the blossom end rot. This is the first time that's happened. Yeah, my water has chlorine. But the chlorine usually evaporates before the plants get to it, before it gets to the plants. That's the only thing they put in our water is chlorine. Donna, I had a friend of mine pop in here. She lives in New York. She lost her husband and her oldest daughter to a car accident. Actually, they were on a motorcycle, and it was on the Indian reservation they were traveling through, and one of the Indians was drinking and driving and ended up killing her husband and her oldest daughter. And she's been going through lawyers like candy in a candy store because the lawyers aren't doing squat. They're taking her money and laughing. They don't do anything for her. So she's going through some real hard times, but she's a good Christian woman. She's trying to raise her kids right. please somebody come up on the stream. I'll post the link again. There's the link. Please come up. Well, the town she lives in is in New York. And the churches all there are teaching false doctrine. They're all apostate churches in her town. And so she came on my stream one night. And I told her about Almighty God. I apparently didn't do a very good job, and she left. I hope she's, still considers me a friend. But she's in the mindset where God is limited to the Bible. One of the top admins to her channel is big into God being limited to the Bible. So, and he's very hard to talk to, and he's got her convinced. So I worry about her. Yes, you're able to close your camera. You will have the controls. I prefer most people to just close their camera, but you can have it open or closed. Oh, and I got a request. Tiago. Yes, add to the stream.
What's up?
How you doing? I don't know how
I'm doing great.
I don't know how to say that in Portuguese.
Como vai você? It would be como vai você? Como vai você?
Como vai você?
Yes.
Okay.
It means how are you? I've been doing good, thank God. I just left church a few hours ago. We had service, Sunday service.
Catholic?
No, not Catholic.
Oh.
I told you, like I talked to you a few times before that I'm Protestant Christian.
Oh, okay. Well, that's a step in the right direction.
Yeah, like evangelical or Protestant, whatever you want to call it.
I guess Donna's going to try to come up. Yeah, Donna, I was the same way too. But I knew there had to be something more, so I started searching. Tiago, do you think God is limited to the Bible?
No, everything that God does will certainly be aligned with the Bible, but God can do new stuff even today. Like he can still do miracles and reveal his word to people today. But everything is aligned with the Bible. Nothing that God does now is against the Bible.
Well, yeah, what I have gathered from this new church that I'm part of, I have listened to everything they said. I got involved, and I started searching through my Bible, and I found stuff that verified what they were saying. So this person who is speaking to everybody in the church is speaking with authority. Now, we know God will speak when he's on earth in the flesh, will speak with authority. He did last time.
Yep.
And on the church there rejected him.
Yeah.
They limited it to God. They limited God to the Bible, their Bible, the Jewish Bible.
The Torah. Yeah.
So the same thing is going on now. This church and I believe that God has returned in the flesh.
For a second time already?
Yes. Most people think, no, that's not true. It says in the Bible he'll return descending on a cloud. You've heard that, right?
Yeah, that's what I believe, yeah.
Okay, when he descends on the cloud, he comes to judge the world, the the uh, the ones that haven't been refined, the ones that are not going to heaven. So if you're waiting for that, it's going to be too late.
No, it's actually like this. We are expecting the second coming of Christ. The only topic that is not closed, like, is the whether the rapture is going to happen before the millennium, actually before the
Um,
tribulation, during the
I
tribulation, or after the tribulation.
I used
But
to be a big I used to be big on the rapture thing. Oh man, we're going to all be taken up in heaven. That's not what it means. It says nothing about pulling everybody into heaven.
it does say that, yeah, it does say, because the word harpazo in Greek means taken away. It is present
Right,
in
right.
the
That is still
in one of
correct.
the books. What? Sorry.
But that is still correct. It's taken away from the world, but not into heaven. We're still
Sure.
going to be here.
Um, like I said, the rapture thing is like not settled. Okay,
Right.
it could be
That's true.
that it happens before or during or after, or it doesn't happen at all, and we all have to go through the tribulation. It could be like that. In my church, the pastor believes, and I also believe, but I'm also open minded to the possibility of other things happening. But he believes that we're gonna be raptured before the tribulation. But the millennium thing, where Jesus comes from the clouds in all his glory to dominate for 1,000 years, that's pretty much canon,
Yes.
part of the biblical canon.
At that time, he comes down to rule over the earth and the faithful and condemn those that turned away.
Yeah, people will still have an opportunity to listen to the gospel and accept, but they won't be the same as the believers who believed in Jesus when before he came.
Are you still here, Donna? I see you dropped out. You can also set up your icon, your avatar, whatever you want to call it, on the screen.
Yeah,
So
I'm
when you
just not
come up,
registered.
I'm talking to Donna.
Oh, okay.
So when you come up, you can set your avatar on the screen. It's if you look under the three dots that says more, it'll give you options. Dogs love to be chased. It's fun. Donna's a pretty good Christian woman herself. She teaches.
Oh, that's nice.
She's one of the hosts in my church. I not in her official channel on the church because we're not on the same schedule. I'm working swing shift now, so they put me in a different group. When it's in the morning, it's still hard for me to get on it because it's so early.
Yeah, I can
7:30 in the
imagine.
morning, and I get home at 11:30. That's pretty early. But the next one is around 2, so I have to be at work. So I show up late. Donna, you'll notice the audio in here is a lot better than in our groups. And the audio there is through Messenger, so if too many people have their mic open, it's hard to hear anybody, even if they're not talking. They can be dead silence. But as long as the mic's open, it screws everybody else. Screws up the audio. But in this, don't have that problem. Not usually. But Michelle, Pro Life Warrior is what she goes on YouTube, but her channel is now investigating the truth, and it's a really hard channel to find. I searched for an hour trying to find it. I can find it on the TV real quick, but on my phone it's difficult. I'm getting a little lag in the video. Are you seeing that?
I haven't noticed.
Well, I found a plant that in my garden that grows tall. It can grow 4 feet tall, and it puts out a spire of flowers. Plant's ugly, but it has all the same benefits as spinach. So this morning I was going around using the app, take pictures of the plant, and it tells me what it is and if it's edible or not. And I was like, whoa, a bunch of the weeds in my garden are edible. And what Donna just posted, I put on the screen. I checked it out myself, and it does say that he comes to judge those that didn't choose God. Oh, well, that's good. I'm glad you found As Infidel. It's another guy I know from way back. He's in Arizona, as you can tell. I know a little bit about Arizona. Tucson and Navajo Reservation. But yeah, I'm glad you found her channel. No, she just went live. So if you want to go check her out, that's fine. Go up and say hi at least. Give her a thumbs up.
Hey, Battery.
Yeah.
I don't know if you saw that, but recently a paper was published about a new material which is capable of superconducting at room temperature.
Interesting.
Did you see that?
No.
The material is called LK99. Actually, it was discovered in I think in the late 90s, but just recently they found a way of making it superconductive, and that's great because, as you know, like modern superconductors require a lot of energy to maintain, right? Through nitrogen and stuff. But this one works at room temperature, so it could open up like new ways to like more exciting technology. For example, we could have faster computers, for example. I think that's pretty cool.
We're getting pretty close to max speed on the computers.
Yeah, there's like something called Moore's law. It says every 2 years the computing speed doubles or something like that, and some scientists say that the Moore's law has been dead for some time now, but it seems to be still relevant even to this day. And sorry,
As Infidel said, that room temperature superconductor has been debunked.
Is that somebody in the chat? Okay, so AZ Infidel. Okay. So basically what I've seen so far, Infidel, is that it's 50-50. Some Chinese researchers, they are still publishing the paper and still like posting news about that. and basically the community is divided. Like some say it's true, some say it's not true. I don't really know. I think we're about to see that to find out.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, infidel. I don't know if it's true. I'm just saying like not everyone is sure if it's true or not. So I think we're gonna find out very soon.
Really?
But I think more exciting for you batteries that with superconductor materials, batteries could be more efficient as well.
Yeah. I'm a firm believer of adding capacitors to the batteries. And the guy that I learned all the stuff about batteries from, he's dead set against it. He says, no, that won't work. Elon Musk bought that Maxell super, super cap capacitor company, and they make some nice super caps that people have been using in place of batteries. So why would he buy that company?
I know everybody. A lot of people think that Elon is like super intelligent. He is a very decently competent person, but he's more like business savvy than science guru. Because if you see like one of his companies called Hyperloop, it was a failure. It was a total disaster. He invested in it. I think he founded it.
He hasn't abandoned Hyperloop yet.
No, he sold it. It's not his anymore. I think it belongs to. Yeah, I think it belongs to Jeff. Not Jeff Bezos. Richard Branson.
Oh, Branson.
Yeah, I think I'm not sure, but I think. But it's not
guy?
Elon's. Yeah, but it's not Elon's anymore.
I like the Virgin Air guy. He's cool. I think that's Richard Branson.
Yeah, the more the competition, the better, because more advancements, lower prices.
But the idea I came up with using capacitors with a 12-volt battery, to keep the capacitor charged up, so you always can start your car.
Oh, I see.
Jehu Garcia was totally against it. He's like, that is not a good idea. That it won't work. And then people started doing it, and it works great. I wish I'd had. Well, I did come up with the idea before they did, but I was telling people about it, and then all of a sudden, videos pop up. I should have kept my mouth shut and then came up with the idea myself and then showed it on a video. Then I would have the video evidence that I came up with first. But I didn't do that. Lesson learned. Oh, I got this tree out in front of my house. It's one of those dense pine trees. You can't see inside the branches. Well, on one side of it, there's a gap. And out of that gap is a blue spruce. So one of these damn squirrels planted a blue spruce in there. Now I got to kill that spruce. Well, Donna, it doesn't work for everybody every time. So don't give up on it. When I first started using StreamYard on other people's channels, it wasn't working for me. I had a hell of a time getting it going. But the idea is that you put the StreamYard link in whatever platform you're using. Well, I'm using YouTube. If I pay, I can use a whole bunch of different platforms at the same time. So I've seen people use Twitch and Rumble. Michelle uses Rumble. Well, she's on StreamYard.
Hey, Battery, I gotta go. Thank you for letting me in. Have a good night.
Anytime. Donna, sometimes you have to reboot and then come back in, and it usually clears up. It's the same as on Messenger. But usually it sounds very clear, and you can have everybody talking at once. It's clear. There's no garbage except what might be coming out of their mouth. So we can try again. Whoa, this shows that I have 2 people in here. Just water, straight. With this heat, I've been drinking a lot of water. I didn't expect Tiago to show up, but it's cool. I have 2 Brazilian exchange student sisters and 1 brother. 2 of the 2 sisters are from Sao Paulo. I'm not sure where the exchange student brother's from, but he is a world traveler. He keeps posting stuff on my Facebook. He's always going places. I think he's single. So I guess as long as you're a world traveler, there's no room for a spouse. Unless you find somebody else that likes to do the same thing. Who's worried about clicking links? I don't click a link unless I know what it is. But if people in our groups don't trust me, what am I doing wrong? Stupid app pops up every time I touch the screen. Well, the other day I had left some water on to fill up my rain barrels, because I got to do that once in a while to add chlorine to it, kill the algae. And wife called me in the house for something, and I forgot to turn it off. So neighbor came over and said, "Hey, there's water flowing into my property." So wife called me and told me about it. So I bought a I bought a soaker hose that I can cut and make the right length, all that stuff. I'm going to put it into the beds. And every time I fill up the rain barrels, just in case, I'll hook the hose up to the top so the overflow goes into my raised beds. Hopefully that will alleviate the problem. Rather have my raised beds get flooded for one night than the neighbors. If nothing else, I can put one of those flat soaker hoses attached to the top and run it out to the yard. my yard will get green. Right now, my yard is yellow where there's not dirt exposed. Because of building this, the yard is gone. Somebody posted in here. Private chat. I'm checking private chat. Somebody. Oh, I'm trying to unmute my mic and it's not working. Okay. When it comes to your mic, when you're in the when you're backstage, you test your microphone and the bar should go up and it should be green. Really? I'm hoping soon to do a video on a device that can collect water from the air. Basically, what you have is a cone made of sheet metal, and the cold side of Peltier's mounted to it, and those wires going up, you connect them to some wires to send it up further, put all the positives together, all the negatives together, send it up to a low power solar panel. And what happens is when the sun starts shining, it makes that cone very cold. Have you ever seen a glass of cold water outside? It collects water on the outside. And that is the basic idea. You chill that cone. Water collects on that cone. Enough water collects there and it starts to run down. Because we know water can defy gravity. But you get enough water collecting on there, it starts to drip down. And people have built these systems in the Sahara Desert and collected several gallons of water. If you live up on a mountaintop, you can put these screens up that have a fine mesh, and the clouds come through and they attach to that mesh and drip down. And you feed them into troughs, and those troughs will run water down to a holding tank. There's many ways to do that, but the idea with the Peltiers and the cone, the Peltier is a device. It takes heat from one side, transfers it to the other side is cold, or vice versa, depending on how you have the voltage going. Or you can just take a heat source on one side, and you have cold on the other side with fins. And what that'll do is you add the heat and it produces electricity. There's many things you can do with Peltiers. So if we have a grid down situation, I am going to find this stuff somehow. But you don't have stores to go to, so you start dealing with the people themselves and collecting what you need. With copper pipe, I can make a hot water heater using the sun. If it wasn't so cloudy here in the wintertime, I have a passive solar panel that puts heat in your house. At the top of the solar panel, it's putting out 120 or higher Fahrenheit. But it won't work here because we got too much clouds in the winter. I had very little power from the sun. all winter. But in the summertime, it's cranking. I have a power wall set up right here. I have it in the summertime. I have the house all charged up. The wind turbine. Oh, rocket stoves are awesome. I have portable rocket stoves. They're called biomass stoves. They work in the same way, the same principle as a rocket stove. But instead of having one chamber for the wood and one for the burn, it has this main chamber in the middle where you put the sticks, and it pulls in the heat going out, pulls air in at the bottom, and it double burns, so there's no smoke. And you can use pellets, sticks, wood chips, pine cones. Pine cones will smoke a little because there's water in them. But if you get the pine cones dry, yeah, they're just giant pellets. This kind of the stuff I talk about on here. The pine cones or the biomass. I did a video back last year, I think. When I got the biomass stoves, I have 3 of them. One is called, oh gosh, I forgot the name. Well, anyway, it's got a battery on it. And that battery, when you pull power out of it, it stops at a certain point, never goes completely dead. That's so that when you put some fuel into the chamber and you light it off, it has a probe sticking in, and when that probe gets hot, it turns the fan on. And the hotter the fire gets, the more it charges the battery back up. Yes. In China, on the mountainous side, I believe the west side of China, the people there hardly ever see the government. And somebody did a video. They went into a farmer's house and walk over through the house, through the living room, and there's a pig pen. You turn the other direction to the right, and there is a kitchen. They have burners on the stove. And you look back over at the pigs, and you see this cone shape above them. That's collecting methane, which is natural gas, technically. And they use that methane to cook with, to heat their water. That's what my channel's for. If nothing else, when everything goes to, you know what, SHTF? Yeah. When that happens, this knowledge really comes handy. So if I don't have everything I need now, which you never will, you can find this stuff. Yep. Exactly. You got to use your own ingenuity. I have a whole bunch of Peltiers, so I'm getting ready to build that water device. You can buy these at online. The water cooler looks like a normal water cooler, but you don't put water in it. It collects it from the air, but it's about $5,000 or $6,000. They should come check out my channel. They don't have to subscribe or anything. I don't have a subscription. They can become members. I don't charge the thing to be a member of my channel. Yep. Even though my wife is not into that, I am. And she's glad we have the solar generator, but it's inadequate. So Jehu, on his website, he has some 48-volt batteries that I'm thinking about getting. Also, I now have a spot welder, so I can make my own 48-volt batteries. I have a whole bunch of 36-volt. Here, I'll show you. This is some of the stuff I don't show on our service. This is 3 batteries in parallel. 4 cells to a battery. 3.2 volts each one. This is a 12-volt battery. Yeah, it blocks out the sun. But you know, when volcanoes blow or fires break out, it blocks the sun. That's like putting a shade in your greenhouse. What does that do? It cools the air temperature. And I know about a technology where you can radiate heat into space using a panel on your roof. The guy that came up with it is from India, and the temperature up on the roof of the college was about 115. And he put his device up there, and about 20, 30 minutes, went up there, touched it. It was cold. That's how he knew it was working. Yep, plants need sunlight. Now, he's since expanded this technology. There's a grocery outlet in California that reduced their power usage by 70% in the coolers. By using his panels. And they took half of their solar panels off the roof and replaced it with his panels. And they radiate that heat back into space at nighttime. But this technology, he's even found a way to collect energy at night by using light waves. Now, if you have a infrared camera, you can shine it. Not shine it. Point it in the direction of buildings, cars, pavement. You'll see colors. Those colors are light waves. So he's found a way to collect those light waves and turn them into electricity. Basically, collecting power at night without wind, without hydro, just the light waves coming off of objects. Here, we have lots of dams on the Columbia River. I toured one of those dams, ended up working at that dam on a scientific project. And they said that they're only running one generator per powerhouse. I say, why only one? Because they don't need the power. Okay. Why are we putting all these solar panels and wind generators? If we have 20 generators on that one dam, and they're only using one each, one on each powerhouse. Why aren't they using more? I think we could power the whole West Coast with that dam. They just run all the generators. Hydro is one of the best power sources I've ever seen. You could have a small hydro unit like this big, power whole subdivision. I wish I had a string. I could power my house and my neighbors. I'd be very popular. I've got all these ideas swimming in my head, and I'm trying to get the information out to everybody. Now these are UFO batteries. Let me show you. There we go. See it on this one. You see that? Come on, focus. It says, stupid light. UFO battery. Make sure I'm not putting it in backwards. That would short out the batteries. Actually, I shouldn't be putting it on that metal step. I've shorted them out before. I set one of my batteries on the table saw. It's aluminum, but it conducts. Anyway, I decided to talk about plants today. Ended up talking about batteries and power. We always trail off. Depends on what people want to talk about. But if I put prepping in the title, I get people in here I haven't seen before. So it's all in what you put in the title. Has nothing to do with the name of your channel. 7 minutes till prayer group? Okay. Tell me when it's time and I'll go in the house. And try to join you. No guarantees. Wish people did come in. I'm trying to get people to view. Hey, it says we got 3 people in here. Donna, you're the only one talking. Yeah, that's what I'm here for. And I want to learn too. I tried last year, asked people to come into my channel, give me ideas, and I'll try them out if I can afford it. Didn't happen. So, I'll try a different route. Yeah, and a lot of the plants that I have around my house have medicinal powers too. Like purslane, if you're having health issues with your body, you have aches and pains, arthritis is coming up, this plant helps to alleviate some of that. The purslane. Most people pull them out of the garden. I put seeds in my garden, and they didn't do a whole lot. I found 2 wild plants growing. They're huge. Leaves that big. Mine, that big. They're darn near 2 inches long. But the ones I planted, ½ inch to 1 inch. Echinacea, found echinacea in my parents' house. And chamomile, easy to grow. It's a beautiful plant. And I found one of the plants I thought was catnip. I took a picture of it, and it's called lemon balm. It's used in tea. And I said, all right, what does it smell like? It smells like lemon. So it smells like fresh squeezed lemon. But I thought it was catnip, man. The cats were going crazy over it. So maybe that's the other name for catnip. Oregano, thyme. Okay. I have turmeric. I have those too. Oregano, thyme, yeah. But I have lemon balm growing around my house, growing next to my garden. They're different. Catnip and lemon balm. Well, my parents have the catnip growing around their house. They give it to the cat all the time. And he, like giving sugar to a kid with a little THC. And it looked the same. Yeah, that's my raised bed. Since it pretty much got destroyed, half of my irises didn't come up anymore. So I'm going to dig up the other irises, dig that area up with my tiller. Oh, it's not here. And I've got that border concrete, just like this. I'm going to put that along the edge, got a brand new hoe. So I'm going to dig that area out, make it nice and level. Use a 2x4 to see if it's level. But I have to check the 2x4 make sure it's straight. It's been out in the weather. Well, might not be. But I'll make sure it's nice and level. And then I'll lay those in there. They have a divot on one side and a point coming out on the other side. So they lock together like this. Okay. But I'm going to put that along the border. I took it out of the front of the house because we're going to tear that up too. I'm going to pull all the bark off of it and replace the fabric if I need to, and build. I have 2 flower beds there, and the guy that did our driveway ruined a flower bed, so I got to rebuild that. It's full of gravel, and we're going to put the steps straight out to the street. I want to raise that area up so it's flat with retaining wall, and put new wood chips on there or some bark. I'm not sure which I want to use. I can get the wood chips for free, but the bark will cost money. Well, I'm going to end this now. Whoever's still here, I'm sorry, but my prayer group is starting up. As you can see, Rose Petal, she's part of that group and pretty much runs it. If she doesn't run it, she pretty much runs it. I think she runs it. But it's time for me to go. Please come back when I have more topics to talk about, and we can always talk about what you want. I hope people give me ideas. Okay, good night, and follow Rose Petal if you want to learn about the end times.